So in last week's video, we talked about lawn renovation, and I had a very comprehensive video on all the steps that are included there. But in this project that I'm actually doing here, I had a lot of extra footage that I actually took that day. So I thought today maybe we would just go and do a sort of behind the scenes look at what was going on that day. A little bit more of my neighbor and I and our conversations that were going on during that day. I don't know what you have, but we can just bring everything.
I got one of those, but mine's a little bent up, so.
This thing is the key right here.
It's got a little beef to it too.
Yeah. My neighbor just got the soil delivered. We're about to get some of that moved, and he's a lot smarter than I am because he has a four-wheeler and decided to use that and get a cart to actually move all this around, whereas most of you know, if you've been watching the videos from the last couple seasons when I did the renovations, I always have done all this stuff by hand like a crazy man. How's it going so far?
Should have took about 4 more leaves.
So with this, we're gonna kind of, I mean, we already have kind of a high spot here, so we're just gonna have to kind of feather as much as we can, yeah. I think. See, like at the beginning stages, you can go back and forth pretty easily. It's just like once you're fine tuning at the end, instead of, you know, going that way, you're just gonna end up pushing more. So you're just kind of like lightly raking at the end, but. I mean, even mowing on, once this is smoother, is going to be so much better. So one thing we also did the other day was went through and marked off all the low sections, which you can kind of do when you're just doing the work, but it does help a lot too to go ahead, just ahead of time, take a look at what things are looking like, and then you kind of have a general idea of where things need to go, and you're not out here just all willy-nilly.
I'm just getting started.
Alright, so here is where we left off. That evening we actually got all of that 8-yard spread on everything. Yesterday my neighbor took the roller to everything and kind of flattened it out, smoothed it out, looked at some areas that needed to be adjusted, which he did, and now we're pretty much looking like we're ready to seed. Of course, you know there's a chance of rain today, but there's been a chance of rain for like weeks and weeks. But as soon as I put down seed, there's no doubt that it's going to rain. That's been my experience in the past. No matter what happens, always rains when you put down seed, and probably more than you want it to.
Yeah, you want to go. Not recorded video, are you?
Yep.
Paper plate and a permanent marker.
47. Black olive. What are we doing for supper? Okay, I think we're ready to try it again. Right, so we got our system set up for the watering, and I believe seriously it took us about 3 hours to get this whole thing set up, but I cannot recommend this enough because essentially you're putting in an in-ground system above the ground, and you can move it around, you can do whatever you need to do to get even coverage. It makes such a huge difference on your watering, and watering is one of the most important parts of your renovation that you need to make sure you have in order. So take the time, spend maybe a little bit of money on some sprinklers or some sort of system like this. If you want to know how to build this, I have a video on that from this year as well. Perfect.
Not taking a video of me, are you?
Yep. Back for day 2, and I told you it would rain if we put down seed. Now, overnight it just kind of barely sprinkled, so nothing crazy, but there was nothing in the forecast, and so I swear to you, putting down seed will guarantee you get some sort of rain. And our forecast was looking cool too coming up, so we decided to seed, and now towards the end of the week they've changed the forecast to about 90 degrees, which is still fine, but we have to be more diligent with watering and make sure that we don't let things dry out. Now, I have a feeling it's probably going to be very humid along with that. You just have to watch for fungus at that point. If we have some grass growing, we'll just have to make sure that we're on top of any fungus that might come in. All right, so now we've got the starter fertilizer going to go down. This is just the regular Lesco stuff from Home Depot, so we'll use that and get that put down pretty evenly. Put down a little bit of sissy grass on top of that, and then we're going to cover some of these bare soil areas with some peat moss. And that's pretty much the process for today. Tearing into these bags is like trying to get into Fort Knox, usually. So, I got 25 pounds, so we'll go pretty light to start.
Pretty light.
Good to go there?
The spring-loaded clips are nice. 70% dust, 30% sticks and clumps.
Yeah.
Just even at this, it makes such a difference than doing it by hand, so to speak.
Yeah. You know, I also haven't given anything away for a while, so I think I'm going to give something away today, and that is going to be one of these Lawn Goals candles that I have. You might be thinking to yourself, Ryan, why do you have these candles that say Lawn Goals on them and that have your logo on them and everything? I want to tell you actually a story about that. So a couple years ago, my friends at Simple Lawn Solutions sent me a Christmas card. It was a really cool little 3D type lawnmower card. Never seen anything quite like that. And so there's a few other goodies in the package, and there was this candle in there that said fresh cut grass on it. And it indeed smells exactly like fresh cut grass. This past year during the winter time, I was really feeling like I wanted to mow some grass, and of course it was snowy and that wasn't going to happen. So I lit up that same candle, and I was just working in my office, and I posted a picture on my Instagram story and tagged the actual candle company. Now, not long after that, I got a message from them and said, "Hey Ryan, I've actually been a subscriber to your channel for a long time. I love your videos, and if you ever want to get a candle made with your logo on it or something cool, then we can use that same fresh cut grass smell and we can just do that for you." And I was like, this is awesome. So the same thing happens to me and shocks me every time when there's so many people interconnected and have watched videos online about lawn care stuff or into it, and there's a whole big network of people that you don't even know until you maybe make some connection like that you didn't even have any idea that a candle company could be watching lawn care videos. So I'm gonna give one of these away today. I'm gonna take the comments from my actual little short film thing that I made, because there were not as many people that watched that video, unfortunately. Anytime I ever make a video that's not really all about lawns, they don't really get as many views, but I really put a whole bunch of time into that one, and I'm really proud of it as well. The people that commented on that, I want to actually give something away here because I really appreciate you taking your time to watch that video. So without further ado, let's take a random comment from that video and we will give away one of these candles to that person. It's got the video in there. I'm going to get the comments. 259 unique comments is what it says. So now we are going to start. See who wins. So there is the winner. So Alan, thank you for the comment, and says, "That's a beautiful place." And yes, indeed, it was a beautiful place. Thank you again for watching. So send me an email or contact me at ryanknorrlawncare.com and we'll get that sent out to you. Thanks again for watching. So check out that renovation video if you want to see all the step-by-step. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.